friends, both live and those watching the replay. I hope that you are all doing good. I don't think I can say great right now. I hope that you're all doing good. I'm gonna refresh it on my computer so I can see all of your comments. I hope that you can see me. Fingers crossed for no technical difficulties this week between sound and being upside down and being zoomed in. We've got a lot of crazy things happen. I think that's when I go live on my phone has so many settings, but anyway, here we are. Hello, friends. Hello. Catching up on the comments. We have Florida, Michigan. Oh my gosh, you guys. Hi. Hello. Hi. I have a latte today. I slept in today. Well, let me take that back. I woke up and then I went back to sleep on the couch. So this is my first and only latte for the day. 11 a.m. at Central, now that I'm in Central Time, which I will touch on a little bit, does feel a little bit more appropriate to have a latte than it did noon Eastern. Hello, friends. Hello. So let's start with, what are you drinking? Let me know what you're drinking down in the comments. I also want to start this video to remind you, if you have not seen it, I've posted both on Instagram and on my community tab here on YouTube, but all of the ad revenue that I get from YouTube for the month of June will be going to a Black Lives Matter organization. I'm doing a little bit of research. I was messaging with one of my friends on Instagram, and she was suggesting that I maybe look into something that is supporting Black transgender, because it's also Pride. So I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look into some organizations and do some research and pick by the end of the month where the money will go. But for now, I just wanna remind you, as we go through the month of June, anything that you watch, new videos or old videos, as well as anybody that has YouTube Premium, your views will still count towards the donation that I will be able to make at the end of the month. I'm really, really excited about that. Okay. It is a different background, although I tried to move backgrounds a little bit when I was doing these back in my apartment. But yes, this is my dad's house in Texas. If you didn't see that update, we drove to Texas. We are down on the coast of Texas in Corpus Christi. Oh, Ariel, I'm sorry that you're not, morning sickness, but like good morning sickness, right? Like you have a baby morning sickness. Oh my gosh, thank you for the super chat, Jessica. I love it. Love it. That counts too, by the way. It all flows through the same way. All the ads and all the things. The long drive, it wasn't that bad. I have to be completely honest with you. It wasn't bad. Like, it flew by, and we're not audiobook people. We mostly just listened to music and talked. Like, neither of us did anything really in the passenger seat. Like, I was gonna edit and I didn't. He was gonna work and he didn't. He slept a little bit when he was in the passenger seat, and I would listen to podcasts. Otherwise, like, we pretty much just listened to music and talked, and it went by really fast. I will tell you, we didn't stop anywhere except for gas. There is a fly in my face. We only stopped when our gas tank was empty, basically. And at that point, we would also go to the bathroom, and that's it. Those were the only stops. We packed all our own food. We didn't make any additional bathroom stops. We only stopped when our gas tank was empty, which was pretty awesome. Sarah, I mentioned this in some comments. Charlie stayed in New York with a friend. Lots of decisions went in, lots of ideas went into that decision. And I'm not gonna go into it too much, but she did not come to Texas. Okay. Looking for questions. What podcast do I listen to? Kate, in my last quarterly favorites video from Q1, I actually shared every podcast I listen to, and I've only added one since then. Let me take that back. Before the drive, I'd only added one because it was new. In the past week, I have added a lot of new podcasts to my list, which I will update you once I've had the chance to listen to them. I don't want to recommend podcasts that I haven't had the chance to really dive into and listen to, but once I have ones that I'm comfortable recommending, I will. Sam, I'm fascinated with NYC lifestyle. I know, and there's not going to be any NYC lifestyle for the next couple of months. Deanna, it took us 2 days. So we left Saturday morning. Well, we didn't leave as early as we probably could have Saturday morning. We got up really early. We went and picked up a rent car on Saturday morning, and then we drove to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, is where we stopped at halfway. It was a little bit further than halfway because we wanted to push that first day and get it further if we could. So we did about 15 and a half, almost 16 hours on the first day and pushed to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and then we only had 12 hours. I say only, we had 12 hours on the second day to get to where we are in Texas. So we did it in 2 days. Truthfully, I actually like to road trip too, and I probably, had it not been in the middle of a pandemic, I would have preferred to stop maybe 2 times and actually like have dinner in a town that we had never been to before and like make more of it. But since we were trying to be as safe as possible and limit our exposure, like it was just, let's just get down there. Plan with Lord. 1619 is a great podcast to start with. Thank you for the recommendation. I appreciate that. I have a couple too that I've gotten from other resources that I've started to listen to, but I will add that one to my list. Nicola, am I dancing around in all the space that I have? Yes, it feels like it. It's incredible to just have room to breathe, to work on 2 different floors. You won't be able to hear Sam in the background of this one. Like, just, it's the space. The space is incredible. Holly, can you think of an EC product you weren't overexcited about that you absolutely ended up loving? Probably the Sherpa blankets. Like when they first released them, I mean, I've always been a blanket person. I've always been a soft blanket person. But I was like, do I really need to pay that much for a blanket? Like, I was like, I don't really know. So I saved up some credits and bought my first Sherpa with some credits, but I love them. In fact, you can't see it because it's on that side of the couch, but I actually got my parents' one for this house. And there are other blankets. There's one on the chair, there's one in the back, and that my stepmom actually had out for decoration. And as soon as I got here, I pulled out the EC Sherpa and put it on the couch because I was like, this is the blanket I want to use while I'm here. So I think it's probably that, which is not a planner product, I realize, but. Oh, Sam, you missed my question that went with it. Do you have a car? I heard you say you picked up a rental. Are cars in New York City a thing? So we don't have a car in New York City. You don't really need one. Especially if you live in Manhattan or even in Queens and Brooklyn, you can take public transportation to get anywhere. It's easier to have one in Queens or Brooklyn because you're likely to be able to find more street parking where you can actually keep your car overnight. In Manhattan, it's really difficult. So we don't have a car. Normally, if we have to get anywhere, we typically will rent a car, but most of the time we just try to fly places because it's just as expensive for the most part. This one, I think flight prices are actually kind of expensive right now because there are very few flights. So looking at it, I think we did spend less money between the rent car, gas prices right now, and the hotel one night, I think was cheaper than 2 plane tickets would have been, plus having to pay for bags because obviously we were going to check bags for 3 months, and I was able to pack a lot more than we were taking a car. I think if we owned a car, we would road trip more, but since we don't, that's why. But yeah, we don't have a car. Betsy, when are you posting the EC surprise box? When they tell me I can. Until I get the green light, until it starts landing on people's doorsteps, we don't want to ruin the surprise. So as soon as I can. The video's ready. Dahlia asked, how is Texas? Do you feel better now that you're not in New York City? You look happier. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sam even said he noticed a change in my demeanor once we made the decision to go. I feel so much happier. I think a change of scenery was the biggest piece of it, truthfully, like just being in a different place. I love to travel, and the fact that I hadn't traveled or gone anywhere but my apartment in 3 months was like, it was absurd. And so I think just a change of scenery was really helpful. Obviously, the space is really nice, being able to see my family, even if it was safely and quickly, and then the water's super nice, but just being different, I think, has really helped. You'll hear more about that too in the weekly vlog coming up. Do I have the rental car the whole time? Jessica, I do not. So we returned the rental car when we got here, and my dad came down and picked us up from the rental car place and dropped us back off here, and then he spent one night here and then went back to, this is their second home, I think I mentioned that, so he went back home. So we are not planning to have the rent car here. We don't plan to go anywhere. We still are planning to social distance even though things are open here. The only thing we need is groceries, and H-E-B does deliver here. I can still Instacart H-E-B to the house. I've already done it. So we don't need to go anywhere. There are bikes if we want. There's a pharmacy about a mile away and a Dollar Tree, which has a pretty decent grocery selection a mile away, and bikes if we are like, we really need to go somewhere. Otherwise, no, we don't plan to have a car. Lynn asked where Sam. Sam's upstairs. He's working upstairs. So he's still kind of working in a bedroom. That wasn't much of an improvement for him, except that we're on different floors now, so you can't hear the other one on the phone, which is really nice. Plan with Stormy. Now you're going to want to move more. Another friend has made that same comment. She goes, now that you're out of there, you're not going to want to go back. And I think oh my gosh, I have to stop answering this question. Shay freaking Budget. You are incredible. Thank you for your donation. It will definitely be going towards oh my gosh, I'm gonna tear up. Thank you. What was I talking about? Moving. I don't think we're gonna move up our moving timeline, mostly because of the way that the wedding falls with the moving timeline and where our leases are up. We're kind of stuck with that date time frame. So I don't think our moving timeline is going to move up. Plus, I'm not ready to leave my New York City job yet. So, and I'm assuming we're going back to work at some point, just not till Labor Day, which kind of goes into the question that I saw from Deanna, which is how long are you staying in Texas? So right now, we're not slated to go back to work until after Labor Day. So we might stay until the end of the summer, but we're kind of just playing it by ear. I know this planner girl is struggling a little bit. If we're still happy, we'll stay till Labor Day and then go back. If we aren't, we'll go back earlier. We'll see. Joanna asked, how much planner stationery stickers did you bring with you? Did you bring scrapbooking stuff as well? I did not bring any scrapbooking stuff. We're putting memory keeping on hold till I get back to New York. Planner stuff, I brought a lot, especially because a lot of planners start July 1st, so I had to bring like the current planners and the planners that started July. And then sticker wise, there's a video coming your way very soon with the stickers that I packed. Do I have any online courses that I recommend? Michelle, the online courses that I'm doing right now are public speaking and Instagram. They're both very specific to my goals as it relates to Plan with Laken. I would recommend checking out Skillshare. They have a lot of different options if you're looking for something really random. I could recommend the ones that I do, but they're very specific to my goals. Looking at all the comments, a lot of people asked how long I'm planning on staying, and I answered that. Is Sam happy to be in this new environment? Stephanie, I think he is. Yeah, I think he's super happy. Do I FaceTime with Charlie? Absolutely. I miss her a lot. What is my favorite thing about being in Texas versus New York City? The space is definitely a big one. I think also being able to go for walks without having to wear a mask. We're in a neighborhood and I can go for a walk without being within 6 feet of another person, and I can enjoy the outdoors and I can breathe without having to wear a mask. And I think that is a big part of it, along with the space. The space helps. Oh, then the next question, if I leave the house, please wear a mask. Deanna, if I leave the house to go to a store, which I don't plan to really, but if I do, I will definitely wear a mask. I'm saying when I go for walks in the neighborhood, I don't wear a mask. If I'm not going into anywhere, I won't wear a mask. And I did cross the street when I saw another person when I wear a mask. Charlie did not come with us, Elise. She stayed with a friend in New York. Nori asked, did I preview the new EC Monthly or Academic? I did. I will share my thoughts when I can also share that content. They pushed back the launch. I don't know if you saw that on Instagram, so that will be coming soon as well. I don't use either of those products though on a consistent basis, so my review is a lot less opinionated and a lot more factual. I don't really have a ton of opinions on these two products since they're not products that I use on a consistent basis. Sarah, I just found out that my job was eliminated. Do you have any ideas about jobs that might be hiring right now? So I have heard like Amazon and Instacart, anything that's delivery based has hiring. Go listen to the Skim podcast, the one from last Friday, May 29th. They talked all about jobs and unemployment and where you can look for jobs. So go look at that. Oh my gosh, Jessica, thank you for your contribution to the cause. I appreciate that. I love hearing about what to pack for 3 months as I'm trying to figure out the same. Maybe do a video on that. Kathleen, I don't know that I'm gonna do a separate video on packing for 3 months. Truthfully, we didn't bring 3 months obviously worth of clothes. There's a washer and dryer down here. I packed basically the same thing that I was wearing at home. I packed 2 like sundresses in case I get to a point that I'm gonna be comfortable going to a restaurant, but otherwise I didn't really even pack any regular clothes. I brought basically any kind of journal or thing book. I brought about way more books. I will show you maybe a little bit what I packed when I do a tour. I'm planning to do that as part of this vlog. When I do a tour of the house, I'll show you what we brought as part of that tour. And so hopefully that will help you. Yes, Ariel, I know I'm gonna miss Charlie. And when we see each other, it'll be wonderful. What am I doing about the mail? You can forward your mail. For $1, you can go to USPS.com and forward all of your USPS mail. I've already gotten some mail here. Now, if there's anything that's not USPS, so it's FedEx or UPS, it won't get forwarded. For the most part, there was nothing I was expecting to receive that I couldn't switch the address on. The one exception to that is my FabFitFun box. They told me it was too late to switch my address, so that's gonna get delivered. I have a friend who's gonna check in on our apartment just to make sure everything's okay. Then she'll put the box in the apartment if it hasn't been taken. I mean, if my FabFitFun box gets stolen, and that's like the one issue with this whole situation, it is what it is. But USPS, you can forward your mail, which is really, really great. Okay, the mid-century circles on the academic planner. Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty, Michelle. Thank you, Planner Wire, for your contribution. I love seeing these super chats, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see the number because I'll tell you, my ad revenue for YouTube has been down the past few months because companies are just not paying as much for ad revenue on YouTube, and that's fine. It is what it is. I am also saving money from working at home, so and plus my YouTube ad revenue was never necessarily. What am I trying to say here? Never paying my bills, right? My full-time job pays my bills. All of my planwithlaken income, I really always try to invest it back into my business and courses and products and equipment and things like that as of right now. And so the fact that the YouTube revenue was down, it's fine. But I'm excited to see the numbers for this month because I've had a lot of people saying they're gonna, watch the ad all the way through. They're gonna watch more videos. And so I'm hoping that the number for June is much higher than it was for May, so that we can really try and make a difference. And I'm also, let me know your thoughts. I might do more than one organization. I know everybody says like a little, every little bit counts, every little bit helps. And so is it better to do a little bit to 10 organizations, or is it better for me to make one giant contribution to another organization? I'd love your thoughts on that. Lisa, I will let you know the name of the charity once I figure it out. I need to do some research. Hi, Emily. I hope that you're doing well. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Lisa. Oh my gosh. All of these super chats. You guys are incredible. Tara, you will, the YouTuber gets credit for the ad even if you skip it. They get more if you watch it all the way through. But here's what I'm gonna say about that. Every little bit counts. I just said that. Every little bit counts. So even if you can't watch the ad all the way through, if you don't have time to do that, like, don't do it. Don't do it. Just watching it helps. If you don't have time to watch it all the way through, I would rather you take care of yourself and do what you need to do with your time. If that is a way that you can contribute right now is by watching the ad all the way through, then great. Yes, it does. You still get credit without it, but you get more with it. Deanna, I am an Enneagram 3. I have done the test. 3, wing 2. Helen, have you been managing to do your morning routine since you got there? I have, except for today. Today doesn't count. I slept in today. But it has been harder because I need to start work at 8 a.m. here. Because I work East Coast time. And so I've had to get up earlier, but and when I think, there's 2 things I think have been helping with that. One, I'm just excited and it's different, but also my dad has all the lamps set on timers. And so when I come downstairs in the morning, the lamp is already on, which is great because he has them set that way. So I come downstairs, I read, I journal, I do all of that. And then Sam and I have been going for walks. So then he'll come downstairs, like when I'm done reading, he'll sleep a little bit longer, and then we'll go for a walk, and then come home, shower, eat breakfast, in time to start working at 8. So today was different, but we have been doing it. Okay. I'm trying to balance seeing the super chats with also not losing my spot with the questions. How does the YouTube Premium tie into the ad revenue? So I don't know the specifics. I don't know exactly how it works, but part of your YouTube Premium subscription does go back to the YouTuber. So I can see when I go into my analytics and I see like I made this amount for May, I can see what percent of it is from ads and what percent of it is from premium. I have heard a rumor that we actually get more from premium because YouTube doesn't have to take a cut because it's their thing, their product, whereas ads, they take a cut. So I don't know if that's true. Like, I don't know if a view from a YouTube premium is worth more than a view from a non-YouTube premium. That's just what I've heard. Either way, it still counts, even if you don't see ads. I still get a chunk of it. A very small, tiny chunk, but a chunk. Okay. Thank you, Meg. Thank you. Texas feels good on me too. Loretta, tips for getting out of a funk. I have been isolating away from friends and family, and I'm really struggling. Loretta, I think at this point I would recommend if you can see friends or family and just keep it safe and see people in person, I think that is just a difference maker. I don't know where you live, and I know that it can be hard. Like in New York, I was talking to a friend before we left about maybe like we'd have to walk to each other. We're not going to take the subway, and we would sit 6 feet apart. We wouldn't touch. We wouldn't exchange products. Like we would sit 6 feet apart, and we would wear masks. And I think if you could do that, I think that just being able to see her in person would have made a difference. Being able to see my dad. I didn't give my dad a hug. Like that was really, really difficult. Not that he hasn't been being safe or I haven't been being safe, but like we just didn't do it. And it's hard, but it's still better. It's better than nothing. Seeing him in person made a huge difference. 2 to 3 organizations. I think that that's fair. At the pathetic rate of ad revenue and the rate of the super chats, I say donate to multiple causes. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Shay. I forget also what the super chat, what YouTube takes a cut of the super chat. I know it's something, but oh my gosh, all of these super chats. MW Quayar, I'm not sure what your full name is. Kathleen, Loretta, and I love seeing them in different different denominations too. I appreciate that. Okay. YouTube premiums. Do you plan to spend time with either your family or Sam's family at some point? Jessica, we do. So my family will likely come down here. Like this is their second home and it's summer. So they're gonna come down here. Oh my gosh, I just spilled coffee all over myself, you guys. Hold on. I shouldn't be trying to hold this and talk at the same time. Okay. Anyway, back to the question. My family will likely come down here at some point. This is their second home, and just because they offered it to us doesn't mean they're gonna not be here at all over the course of the summer. So we will see my family. Sam's family we also might see and just be safe and social distance. So we have a patio, and we've talked to both his mom and dad. They could drive down from Houston. We can sit on the patio and have a meal with them. So we are gonna try to see them and just be safe about it. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, another Sarah. So many Sarahs. My hair looks great. Were there any issues getting hair dye or the dyeing process of doing it yourself? Jennifer, no. I can buy my hair dye on Amazon. So I just ordered it on Amazon, had it shipped here. And then I've done it myself before. I just prefer my mom to do it because she does a much better job, but I can do it myself. If you probably look at the back or like the underneath parts, it's probably not near as good as when she does it, but it looks okay. I hope so. Kim, I will leave the public speaking and Instagram courses in the description box. Yes. It is weird when you first begin social distancing in person again. I agree. And we didn't see any people when we were living in New York. So having to do those things now, like not hug and, sit 6 feet apart, like is really hard. Can I donate if I don't have a Google Wallet right after? I don't know, Deanna. I'm not sure how that works. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. Oh, feelings about planner companies' response or their lack thereof to current events and the Black Lives Movement. Yeah, this is a really hard one to talk about. I am disappointed in the planner community from a company standpoint. I am not disappointed in the planner community from a community standpoint. I have been incredibly happy to see how many planner people have stepped up to spread the word and to share resources and to do the right thing, frankly. That has been great. The companies, it's hard. It's really hard. And I started watching an Instagram TV that I didn't get to finish because I had to get on a work call. But Shantae Grant, who I've talked about before in a vlog, I met her at the Cultivate What Matters events. She's incredible. And she posted an Instagram story or an Instagram TV I didn't finish, but it's called She's Just Not That Into You. And she compared, well, the part I did watch is she compared what companies, any companies, are doing or not doing. Is like, imagine you have a daughter and she goes to school and there's this boy that she really likes, and but he won't give her the time of day, and she keeps trying to get his attention in different ways and do different things, and he won't give her the time of day. And what if she came home? Would you tell her to keep trying? Would you tell her to keep trying to get this boy's attention and that it'll work? Slide into his DMs and tell him the right things and give him ideas. Or would you say, he's just not that into you, and step back and go find a different boy? And that, I was like, yeah. Should we just, they're just not that into what's right? And should we step back? I also mentioned this in the vlog, which is coming on Monday, which you'll see. And, we have never really had it's bad. We have never asked companies what they stand for, right? Until the social media movement, like I would have never asked a company, hey, where do you stand on this Black Lives Matter movement? Which I should have. I should have been doing that. And one of the things that's made me really happy is all three companies that I've invested in for my wedding, my photographer, my venue, and my wedding dress company, have all made very good statements on the matter. And I'm just makes me very happy, because I didn't ask them those questions. But now I want to ask those questions going forward. So those are kind of my thoughts on companies. I want to finish watching that Shantae Grant Instagram TV, and then I'll share it on Instagram if I think that the rest of it is valuable. Her other comment to it that I'll say quickly, and then I'll go back to the questions and all the other super chats, is at this point, they likely have weighed the cost benefits. They have weighed the cost to the people who would disagree with them if they say what's right, to the benefit to their company. And from a business standpoint, they've made their decision, and if that's their decision, then that's their decision. And if that is what they've decided, and we choose to stop spending our money there, they did that cost benefit analysis. And maybe they did it wrong, and maybe they don't realize the impact it's going to have, which is I have that feeling as well. We'll see. Those are kind of my thoughts. A Black religious organization for my religion. I like that idea as well. Maybe my effort, if I pick 2 to 3 different organizations, it will be one that's related to Pride, since it is Pride Month, so a Black transgender effort. One related to my religion, so a Black Christian effort, and then maybe one that's more specific to what's going on right now. So the bail funds and supporting the protests. Meg, how many binders of stickers did I bring to New York City? Or to Texas, not to New York City. I brought 3. There's a video coming, and where I'll show you exactly what I brought. Nicola, they did say that. They posted once, and then they turned off comments, and I haven't seen any receipts that they donated money, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about that. I've never been a really happy planner user anyway, so that one is not as important to me. Laura, I agree. It needs to be more than an Instagram post. There needs to be something. And even if, I know social media is huge, and using your platform is a big piece of it. And but things like seeing Emily Lay and Simplified selling a shirt and donating back, seeing that was incredible. And also seeing Emily Lay be so vocal on her personal account has been incredible too. I love seeing all these comments about all these people. Your CEO announced that he'll be making a personal donation. So Lisa, my company that I work for has also been doing a lot of incredible things. I haven't really shared all of that because a lot of the emails have been internal, so I'm not about to post that and what he has said to our company internally. But same, I feel very proud for the company that I actually work for. But now it's thinking of the other companies that I spend my money at, and how. So it's hard. All of these super chats, you guys are incredible. This video, it's gonna be great, and we're gonna do this every week for June too. So don't feel like you need to do a super chat every week, but just so you know. And maybe other people will be able to join. Plum paper was an early statement too. They were, yes. That's it, yeah. I'm excited to start using my plum paper. It's almost July. All right, oh my gosh, it is already 11:30. You guys, we could just chat. Let's close it out with our final question, but I'm gonna tweak it. I'm gonna tweak a little bit. Normally I ask you what's one small step that you're taking towards your goals. And I want to know what is one small step that you're taking towards educating yourself and helping the Black Lives Matter movement. It can be anything. I love all the posts I've seen where what you can do is different, because a lot of it, like, social media is loud, and sharing and using platforms and resources, all valuable. Donating money if you can. If you can't, there are so many other options. Going out and being in person. Obviously, it's really hard for us to go be in a protest in person right now, so that's not an option for us. But obviously we're doing other things. Reading, educating, having tough conversations with people in person. That's one we haven't started yet, but I know it's coming. We're both from Texas, so I know it's coming. So what is that one small step that you can take? Yeah, Peloton did do a speak up ride. Is next week back on Tuesday? Yes, Jessica. I just moved it this week because of the blackout Tuesday. It also worked out well for me because it was my first day back at work and I needed that time. But yes, in the future, we're going to be back on Tuesday. Watching documentaries, read The Hate You Give. We ordered some books too, Sam and I, and once they get here. I don't know why it's trying to hide that. It was trying to hide a comment. I got distracted. It was trying to hide a comment that it was not bad. It was not a bad comment. Read and share one resource. Reading. I love all these reading. Telling white people to listen to the Seeing White podcast. Oh, I haven't heard of that one. Spotify. Yeah, Spotify, actually, if you go into the app, it has a ton of resources and playlists and like super awesome. Super proud of Spotify. Tuesdays at 12 Eastern still, 11 Central on Tuesdays. This will be back next week. Praying, definitely. Be careful with price gouging on books. Okay, good to know. Listening and learning. The books we bought so far, we bought White Fragility. We brought So You Want to Talk About Race. What was the third one? We bought 3. We figured a 3 was a good place to start, and then we can each have one and take our turns. And then we'll go from there. We don't want to try and have to get all the books back to New York. So we started with 3. I forget what the last one we got is. I'm blanking. Anyways, okay. That is going to be it because I definitely have to get back to work. But thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for all of the super chats. I am so excited to do our part in making a difference. Before you leave, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. We will be back next Tuesday at noon Eastern time. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching. Happy planning.